It's a Nick lift.
3. It's a Nick lift?
4.
But can you kettlebell swing him? What is happening, people? It is Brian Alsruhe, NEVERsate.com, and it's Monday night, so we're gonna be deadlifting, and out of all the deadlifts in the world, the one that I hate the most is the 18-inch deadlift. Most people really like the 18-inch deadlift, but I am not one of them because at the 18-inch height, that is exactly where my sticking point is. Whenever I miss a deadlift, it is right below my knees, and that is exactly where we're gonna be starting. So breaking the inertia is extra hard for me, and it is questionable whether I can do more from the floor or from 18 inches. So today we're gonna be working up a triple and we'll see what happens. So since the 18-inch deadlift is a rack pull, I'm gonna be really focusing on slamming my shoulders back, trying to get my hamstrings involved in the movement, also get my posterior chain and my glutes firing the entire time. So we will see how that goes, but I am also going to be using an axle which has 0-0 flex. So a lot of people wanna know why you would do deadlifts with an axle if you're gonna use straps on top of that. And I would agree, up to a point, but my best axle deadlift without straps, just chalk, is about 655, 660, something like that. And then it's not that I can't pick up more weight, it's that literally my hands cannot hold on to it. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it. So that's why people start using straps on deadlifts, and especially for something like an 18-inch deadlift where you're gonna be doing super maximal loads, you need the straps. But an axle does still make the movement hard because there is no rotation. It's literally just a pole, right? So on a barbell where the collars rotate, that makes lifting easier. When there are no rotating collars, definitely makes it tougher. There is 0 flex in an axle. If it flexes, it bends and does not bend back. And then finally, it is also 2 inches thick, which means that you're kind of lifting from a deficit from the beginning. Just much harder to create pressure, create strength, create all the things that you normally would be able to on a deadlift. An axle just makes it tougher. So that's what we're gonna work on today. I'm not sure where I'm gonna end up. I'm hoping 7 something, I don't know. And if I was a bet man, I would bet against that. My absolute best on this ever has been 765 with a barbell for 1. So we'll see how this goes. We're gonna find out. All right, guys, and thank you for joining me on my worst of days. Anyway, this is an 18-inch deadlift. So 18 inches is the standard height in Strongman. You'll see it all the time in competitions, either for max weight or max reps. But that 18-inch height is it's a standardized thing in Strongman, which would be really good for most people, but for me, since I can't generate power there, it is bad.
And 2.
It's a Nick lift.
3.
It's a Nick lift?
4.
But can you kettlebell swing him?
Are you willing to try, dude?
Yep, I'm holding on.
Just get a little rocking. Get a little rocking. All right, Billy, so what are you doing over here, man? You got some plates stacked up with the duck handle in the middle with a bunch of weight on it. What's your thinking here?
Trying to come up with something that would simulate the Atlas stones.
Right.
Like pick, just a really deep pick.
Right, like a huge rounded back, super in the bottom. Because if you stand up on that for a second. If you look at your pick, that's exactly where you're going for a stone, right?
Yeah.
Same idea. You're kind of mimicking it. Your hips are a little bit lower, but that's because you're working through a range of motion, right?
Yes.
So Billy was doing this, and I thought this was ingenious. And then Andy walked in, and as usual, kicked over our sandcastle, spit in our faces, stole our lunch money. So evil, Andy. What is this? What is this actually?
Well, so I saw this and I'm like, this is kind of amazing that these guys know what this is. And then I was like, do you know what this is? And they're like, yeah, it's a thing for stones. I was like, no, it's a Bavarian deadlift. Taught some people some things today. So probably, I guess, 5 years ago, that would have been 2013. No, even before that, close to 10 years ago. 5 to 10 years ago at FIBO in Germany. They had a big strongman, big professional pro-level strongman show. And one of the events was a Bavarian deadlift, and it was 350 kilos, 770 pounds on an apparatus like this. And how you scored points was the lower you set the bar, it was on like a level, a tier system.
Sure.
The lower you set the bar, the more points you scored. So if you did this level, basically at your toes, you maxed your points.
At 770.
770.
That's a hard deadlift at 770.
Learn something new every day.
Thanks for dropping that on us, my friend. You guys know how I talk about working your weak points all the time. This is absolutely the weak point of my deadlift. So definitely gonna eat some of this. And then a lot of times I choose for the Dark Horse program or conjugate program, I choose my variations based off things that I'm bad at. Basically so I can bring up those weak points so that hopefully they throw in those little missing puzzle pieces into my deadlift or whatever the case may be, and it will go up. So hopefully that works. Hopefully this will work, because I hate it.
It's getting heavier.
Hey, Billy! Box jump! You can do it, dude! You can totally do it! Good. Dude, it ain't bad. Box jump! What are you doing, Nick? Hey, Nick, what are you doing?
Nailed it.
Done and done. Oh, no! What do you got today, man?
Max rep on the banded deadlift.
Some banded box squats or some banded squats, SSB squats?
SSB squat.
Right on. Just doing some speed stuff or working up?
Walking up, like I have like 1 rep max.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be awesome.
Yes, sir.
Get it, man. To be honest, I don't even know where Olu ended up this day. I know that after this set, he just kept adding plates and we started spotting him. So I'm not really sure where he ended up, but those bands add like 300 pounds of tension to the top of the lift, and he is repping them out like it's absolutely nothing. Now, the absolute coolest thing that I did the other day was this tire deadlift for 4 tires. The bottom one is 650, then I think it's 500, then 400, then like 200. I don't know how much weight it is. It's plenty of weight. Anyway, this is the only car deadlift I did. Everyone else was doing them, and it looked so much cooler than what I was doing, so I couldn't let them have all the fun. So I just went over. This is my only set of it. First time I picked it up, didn't warm up, but I did it right before my 675 deadlifts. Literally left the tires and walked over to 675, and I pulled that 3 times, and that honestly really didn't feel bad at all. I thought I'd be in a good spot. Alright. It's easier from the floor than it is those boxes. Stupid boxes. Now, I thought about jumping to 725, but that kind of seemed like a waste of time because I could pull from the floor. So I loaded 765 and cried. Alright, so I finished up at 675, which is absolutely atrocious, but you can't win them all, people. So, like I said, 18-inch deadlift. You guys have seen me pull 675 from the floor like it's nothing. You guys have seen me pull 7 whatever from the floor like it's nothing. But when it comes to actually lifting off those boxes, I am not nearly as strong. It's just a dead area for me. So it's definitely something I need to continue to work. But yeah, I tried 765 and it didn't even budge. I would be willing to bet that I would pull that from the floor before I pulled off those boxes. So then I dropped back for some volume work, but the only problem, especially on something like the Dark Horse program or the Conjugate program, is if you did not find your true 1 rep, 3 rep, or 5 rep maximum during your maximum effort stuff, your volume's gonna be off. So I should have been able to get about 10 here with 80%. However, since I did not get a true 3 rep max, it was pretty light. So I just ended up doing 20 at 550 pounds, which is actually a really good idea because my upper back is definitely lacking in strength and size, so this will definitely help. I'm not doing any more volume ever again. So here's a little tip. If you are able to get all your volume done in 1 set, I'd encourage doing it because volume sucks. And waiting between volume sets sucks. Setting up for volume sucks worse. So if you only need to do 1, just do 1. And then I just finished off with a little bit more punishment on my lower back with some deep good mornings. All right, guys, and that is just about that for me. It was an okay workout. I actually thought the car deadlift with the tires, that was pretty cool. That was probably the coolest thing of the day. Another cool thing is that these shirts, these Suffer Beautifully tank tops, as well as a brand new t-shirt will be released in a couple weeks. So we had Johnny from Lowell Brand out tonight. Brought us these, and then the other ones are getting made right now. So once we have those, we'll probably be wearing those next week, so you guys will be able to check those out. But I believe they're going to launch next Friday? Not this Friday, next Friday. I think. John's gonna be so mad at me. But yeah, guys, I actually was able to go back to fighting this week. So I made it to fighting twice this week, lifting 3 times. That put me kind of in a bad spot. So we're just trying to figure out where I'm at. I'm sure 550 for 20 is not going to do a whole lot to help my central nervous system. But overall, good night. Feel pretty decent about it other than the 3 rep max. I definitely messed that up. So, but it's okay, guys. It's not a big deal. You don't need to knock it out of the park every single time. So, really good day for me. I'm just having fun, guys. Hope you guys are having fun watching. If you guys have any questions or comments, if you guys did buy a program, you should have it. Unless you bought it probably like a day or 2 ago, at which time it's on its way. But if you guys have not received it, and it's been more than like 3 days, definitely email me, something's wrong, at neversate@gmail.com. And also, if you guys are interested in getting a program, you can do that as well. But guys, I do thank you for all the support and everything that you guys have done. I have a couple other really cool videos coming up this week, and I will catch up with them. But until I do go out, do something amazing in your lives, keep working hard, people, be nice to each other, and I'll see you then.